For the Unit 4 review for geometry. So problem number 1. Draw an equilateral triangle and label the angles with the correct degrees. So if we look at this equilateral triangle, you can see that this word equa comes from equal. So I want a triangle that's equal for the sides and angles. So if I'm going to draw a triangle that has the same sides, so do this. There you go. So if I copy this, rotate it, and copy it one more time, and rotate this, all three sides were equal. What you can say, once you have this done, since these sides were equal, I'm going to first notate that. And if the side is equal, then the angles should be equal. But what would be the measurement of these angles? Well, I know that this would be x, x, and x. So if I were to find out what they're equal to, I would just have to add all three of these up, equal to 180. So we have 3x equals 180 divided by 3, both sides, and x is equal to 60. So each one of these is going to be 60 degrees. 60 degrees and 60 degrees. So all these are equal to that. For number 2, find the value of km. Well, to understand this one, let's first label these. So I locate km, and I find that km is right here. So 3x plus 5. am is 29 minus 3x. So I found these measurements and I put it on the picture. To understand this one, let's think of this picture as a door. So here's the wall of the door. There's the door frame. We're looking at this from an above view. This part right here is my actual door. Draw the little doorknob. That's the doorknob right there. String attached to the doorknob down to the frame of this door. That would be this side right here, right? What controls this side is how the angle that I open this door at. So if I'm opening this door at this angle, and then I swing the door the other way and open it at the same angle, what could you say about the sides? So I open this door, swing it over, and I open it at the same angle, just the opposite direction. Well, the string should be the same length as it was over here. So let me take out all these lines. Actually, I can just erase it, do it quicker. There you go. So since we know that 3x plus 5, 29 minus 3x, and we know that this angle controls that side, and this angle controls that side, these two segments are going to be equal, just by that idea of opening a door. So if they're equal, the way you could set up an equation is say that AM is equal to MK. My measurement for AM is 29 minus 3x, and my measurement for MK, or KM, same thing, is 3x 3. Oh, what happened? Let's try that again. There we go. 3x plus 5. So now I just need to solve this, and I'll have what x is, and we have to find the value of km. So once I find out what x is, I have to take this and plug it back in to where I see km to find out the actual measurement of it. So once you get x, that is not your final answer. You need to plug this back in. So let's work it out. I'm going to add 3x here. So this gives me 6x plus 5 is equal to, what I have left over on this side is 29. This is addition. Inverse operation should be subtraction, so I'm subtracting 5 on both sides. And let's move this out of the way. Minus 5, that will be 24, is equal to 6x. 6x is multiplication, inverse operation is division, so I divide on both sides by 6. And 6 goes into 24 4 times, and this is just x. So I have x equals 4. So I have this. I have to plug this in right there. And then after I find out what this is, solve this expression, I'll be done. So we have 3x plus 5. And where I put the parentheses, instead of x, I'm going to put 4. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 5, and this will be 17. So your answer is that km is equal to 7. Problem number 3, AB is equal to BC. If the measure of angle B is equal to 113 degrees, so let's label that 113 degrees, and let's label that AB is congruent to BC. Let's put the congruent symbol. If measure of angle B equals 113, we already have that. So what is the measure of angle A? So I'm going to put X right there. We know that a triangle always adds up to what? Adds up to 180 degrees. So here, I know that all I need to know for this to figure it out is things about isosceles triangles. So for some little notes, we have that isosceles triangle, the sides are congruent, which is given. We're talking about the sides are congruent. And if the sides are congruent on this triangle, that means the angle that is across from this side is going to be congruent to this angle across from that side. Same reason is that if I'm looking at an above view of a door, so there's my handle right here. So if I'm looking at this above view and I tie a string to this door frame, so that's the door frame right here. If I tie a string right here, this angle, how wide I open the door, controls how long the string has to be. So here, if I'm opening the door at the same length or same degree, same angle, then this string has to be a certain length. Same thing over here, if I'm opening the door this way, this string is controlled by how wide I open the door, this angle. So over here, back to this problem, is that now that we have these notes, right, these notes right here, I'm going to apply it to here. So I know that this side is congruent to that side, which means this angle is congruent to that angle. If this is x, then I must be able to say that this is also equal to x. So I now have to use this one, right? The fact that a triangle always adds up to 180, I'm going to add angle A plus angle B plus angle C and equal it to 180 degrees. So I know angle A is equal to x, I know angle B is equal to 113, and I know angle C is equal to x. This is all set equal to 180. I look for like terms, x and x. 113 has a like term, but it's on the other side. So let's first simplify what's on the same side. X plus x will be 2x plus 113 equals 180. Subtract 113, both sides. 113. Hold on. Guess I have to erase it. My keyboard's acting weird. Okay, so subtract 113, both sides. It's going to be 7, 10, 7. 7 minus 1 is 6, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So 67, 2x divided by 2, divided by 2. X is equal to, if it was 66, it would be 33. And what's left over is just 1. So 33 and a half, or 33.5. And I plugged this x back in, but there's nothing here to solve, so x is equal to, and I plug it back in, it's just going to be 33.5 degrees on both of them.